Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today I'm going to be doing my NFL Week 2 picks and predictions, starting off with Thursday Night Football, which is about 25 minutes away from kickoff between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. I think this game will be closer than people think. I think Kirk Cousins will throw about 2 or 3 interceptions against a good Eagles defense. I think the Eagles will finally be able to put in the end zone more. I think they scored 2 touchdowns in this game, and I think that they're going to be way better at scoring, being able to put the ball in the end zone, as they were only able to score 1 touchdown and had to settle for 6 field goal kicks against the New England Patriots last week in Week 1. I think the Eagles win this game by 5 and win 28-23. Then the Green Bay Packers at the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Packers win this one. I think they control it, but the Falcons have a better second half, and the Packers win 29-21 on the road and start off 2-0. Then you have a AFC South matchup with 2 top 4 picks going up against each other at the quarterback position with C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson. You will see some of these draft picks facing off against each other quite a bit in the 2023 season. You see C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson face off twice, being in the same division this year. You see Anthony Richardson match up against Bryce Young because the AFC South plays against the NFC South, and then for that matter, you will also see C.J. Stroud, because the Texans are also in the AFC South, face off against rookie quarterback Bryce Young. So you do see 4 matchups this season with rookie quarterbacks being involved, going up against each other. This is a home game for the Houston Texans. The Texans looked good last week against the Ravens team, lost 25-9, but their defense looked solid. 4 sacks, I think it was 6 or 7 tackles for loss. And not only did they do that on defense, they had an interception, a fumble recovery, and a forced fumble that was almost the 3rd turnover of the day for this Texans defense. And to the fact that they did all that on defense against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, and they were missing 3 starters on defense. Well-known safety Jimmy Ward, Jalen Petrie got hurt in the first quarter. He's arguably one of the best players on this defense for the Houston Texans, and starting linebacker Blake Cashman. So without 3 starters, limited the Ravens only 25 points on offense, and they only scored 7 points in the first half. And the Texans had 4 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and C.J. Stroud looked good in his first game against a Ravens defense, throwing for 242 passing yards and scored 9 points. And threw no interceptions and 44 passes. And this is a home game for the Houston Texans. I think the Texans will be better this week, and I don't think the Texans. I think this will be a close game. I think the Texans win it 23-16. Then I've seen a lot of people say the Raiders are going to upset the Buffalo Bills, but I don't see that happening. I think this will be a closer game. Raiders played a good game in Week 1 against the Broncos, won 17-16, and the Bills look terrible on Monday Night Football against the Jets. I think the Bills almost lose again to start off 0-2. I have the Bills winning 27-23 at home. Then I could see this going the other way, but I have the Cincinnati Bengals beating the Ravens at home 27-24. I have the Buccaneers starting off 2-0 to start the season, beating the Bears 19-17. Then this will be an intriguing matchup. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Jacksonville Jaguars. You should be seeing, Chris Jones and Travis Kelce back with the Kansas City Chiefs. But the Jags have added in Calvin Ridley. They've improved their team. Trevor Lawrence looks better than he did last year. Last year, in both of the matchups with the Jags and the Chiefs, both were very close games. The playoff game, the divisional round, the Jags only lost 27-20. The regular season, they only lost 27-17. I have it being a little bit closer now. I have the Chiefs getting their first win of the season, beating the Jaguars 26-20. Then will probably be the best shootout of the week. I think the Detroit Lions will win on a game-winning field goal at home against the Seattle Seahawks 33-31. Then I have the Chargers beating the Tennessee Titans 27-17. But watch out on Austin Eckler. He might be a game-time decision for this game. Then the biggest beat of the week, I have the New York Giants. Even though a lot of people think the Giants are going to win in a close one, I think the New York Giants beat the Arizona Cardinals 31-13. And then I've seen a lot of people think the 49ers are going to win this game by a closer amount, but people keep doubting the Los Angeles Rams. They had a good performance Week 1, looked great in Week 1. I think they have a good Week 2, but the 49ers are a better team. I think Matthew Stafford has another good game, but the 49ers win by 6, and the 49ers win 30-24. Then one of the most exciting games of the week, for defensive purposes, the New York Jets face on the Dallas Cowboys. This will be Zach Wilson's first start since, he's been the new starter after Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, and his first start back. He has to deal with a good defense in the Dallas Cowboys. This is Dallas's home opener. Last year they were in New York, not to face the Jets, to face the Giants, and they beat the crap out of them 40-0. How will Zach Wilson do? I don't think he'll do so good. I think this will be the lowest scoring game of the week by far. I only have 22 points being scored in this ball game. Two good defenses with a good offense. Cowboys have a better offense than the Jets, but I like to think, I don't think the Cowboys have a better defense than the Jets, but I think the Jets are kind of up there. I think both the Cowboys and the Jets are top two probably. I think they're probably both top three defenses in the NFL. I think you probably top three defenses in the NFL, probably the Jets, the Cowboys, and the 49ers. The Steelers are probably in the mix with them as well. But I think the Cowboys win this game at home in a very low-scoring game, 16-6. Then the Denver Broncos against the Washington Commanders. I think the Broncos win 23-17. Russ had a good first half. He really looked good in the first half, and something happened in the second half. He was also without wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, who's a big part of this offense. He should be back this week in Washington. And I think the Raiders have a better defense than the Commanders do. And I think this will be a good game for Russell Wilson. I think he throws 2 touchdown passes, and the Broncos win 23-17. I have the Dolphins starting off 2-0 on Sunday Night Football, but I think the Patriots will give them trouble. They gave the Eagles trouble last week. I think they do it again. I think Mac Jones has another good performance. I think Jones throws 2 touchdown passes in this game. I don't know to who, but I think also Ezekiel Elliott gets his first touchdown as a New England Patriot, and the Dolphins win by 4, 28-24. Then the Monday Night Football games, you got the Monday Night doubleheader between two division teams, Saints and the Panthers. I think the Saints win this game. This is the most points any team scores in Week 2 in my books. I have the Saints winning 34-23 against the Panthers. I think Bryce Young looks better than he did in Week 1. Then the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think just like the Jets-Cowboys game, but a little bit better, will be low scoring due to good defense between the Steelers and Browns defense. But I think the Steelers get their first win of the season after a terrible loss to the 49ers in Week 1, 20-13 in a very close Monday Night Football game. You have two Monday Night Football games on Monday night. This should be a fun week of football. You guys give me your predictions in the comment section, and peace out.